Hi there. Welcome back again to Sunnyside Journals. A little visit, 3 videos in one day. That's like hitting the lottery, I think. Must be. Now, I have to do a bit of explaining because, as usual, um, I tape the day before and then I upload and check and make sure. And if there's any little edits, I make little adjustments. Not too many because I'm not that kind of tech savvy person. Um, but I thought when I was working on my journal that I'm going to use for my attempt this year to do December dailies with 49 dragonflies going along with her, um, I thought, well, I'll get up really early in the morning. I'll do my follow up because I finished it. And I thought I'll do my follow up. I'll do a little flip through and an explanation. And then we got up this morning and we had no power. And our house was getting colder and colder and colder, and it was dark. Let me turn my light on. Let's see if that shows up a little better. There we go. Anyhow, we had no power. So I was, fortunately, I had uploaded the other two where I was working on it, but I didn't, I thought I'd have this. I thought I'd have this part of it up, but I'm getting it done now. It's just going to be quick, because yes, I finished it, and so I just thought I'd show you what I've done, explain the parts that I didn't do on camera, and as I said, this part of the book, although it is it's not real. I guess it's slightly curved. It's still done. If you've done a little golden book, and usually for us, that's our first kind of junk journal to make. They're very simple and easy to do and quick to pull together. That's what I did here. I just covered up the original spine because this was still all in one piece, if you recall, from this morning, all in one piece. And you just literally use Fabri-Tac, or in my case, I use 3-in-1, which I swear it's the same thing, and wrapped it. And live and learn. There's things, because I was approaching it the way you approach a little golden book, I didn't have my thinking cap on, because I really could have waited and put my end papers on later so that raw edge got covered up with the nice edge of the end papers. But this book is going to be for me, so I'm not too worried about it. I think I would be stewing about that more if this was actually going to be a book that's going to go into my shop. But still live and learn, because if I make another one of these, I'm pulling a thread. Never pull a thread. Catherine, never pull a thread. Then I'll know that I can hold off on the end papers and put them on after I put the fabric on. So then, here's where I was trying to explain to you when I showed you my husband's greeting card book that I made for him. You put eyelets in the end, and then in this case, I've put this little sparkly twine, sort of like baker's twine, in to hold in. It's a no-sew junk journal. I wanted to put gold eyelets in, but I needed 6 and I only had 4. So I used I don't know whether that's oiled bronze, what that color is. It still looks very nice. I would have liked yellow gold. I'm all out. I'm done. So I'm going to have to cross my fingers and hope. I guess I could have, now that I think about it, it's too late now. I could have tried using my, using one of my new loves in my life, this, come on, Krylon 18 karat gold leafing pen. I could have tried that, but like I said, this is for me, for my family, and I'm very happy. I still think it looks very pretty. I put a little bit of ribbon along the raw edge, just on the outside, not the inside, just to give it a nice finished look. And I hunted high and low. I have gold sparkly rickrack somewhere. Of course, I'll find it now. But I was all over this room looking for my gold sparkly rickrack because I thought gold rickrack would look really pretty along there, because it would pick up this gold and it would pick up the gold in, that's Danish handwriting there, apparently. Oh well. Anyhow, I got my papers ready to go, and here's where these kind of journals are fun because they just slide in through there. Your papers are loose. You can pull it out, work on it, and then slide it back into your book. So, and I happen to have enough of this paper. It's a nice thick, it's about the weight of scrapbook paper. And you may look at it and go, Jesus, Catherine, jeepers, that it's not a very full journal. My plan is it's going to be full because with Barbara's prompt list, let me find it. I've got it somewhere. Oh, I have to pause. Hubby just got in the door. Sorry about that. I had to go down and see if he got everything he needed. Of all things, today was the day he was going to take a day off work, and we had no power for 4 hours. It was a long time. It was long enough that the house got cold. Anyhow, I've printed my own list of Barbara's prompts because I don't have a color printer. So I just typed out all of her prompts. I added some room so that I can give myself some prompts too. So I have that to work with. I'm just getting myself ready here. Anyhow, so I'm expecting that these are going to get bulked up as I work on it. You're supposed to do 24 entries. So I've actually given myself 26 pages. Yeah, so, and I may very well take these out and work on them. And then at the end of, on Christmas Eve, when supposedly my book will be full and beautiful, then I'll put them all into the book and then I can go, ooh, ah, and hopefully it looks lovely. So that's my plan. Now, you know me. I love to challenge myself. I love to give myself something that makes it a little bit harder, but in the end actually turns out to be fun and in a bizarre way ends up making things pretty. So while I had no power this morning, fortunately my little room here has quite a bit of nice lighting. So I was still able to do some things. And what I've done is I've filled myself a little bin here. And what I did is I threw things in the bin that I'm going to be allowed to use as I collage in my December dailies. So I went through, I found offcuts of scrapbook paper. I found offcuts of papers that I had used that sort of looked like they could possibly go in the book. Like, I thought that's nice and wildlife looking. That's not Christmas paper, but it's sort of burgundy and gold. So I thought that would be pretty. I'm allowing myself to use this 1957 work basket if I want. I picked out some fussy cuts. The part of the reason why I'm doing this is it's twofold. The reason. One is I like the challenge of, I know that I have to work with what's in this bin. And this is what I'm going to use and make my journal. I'm going to pretend it's like I'm in my RV. And and that I've limited how much I can take with me, and I still want to create a beautiful journal. So this is my December daily bin. I've allowed myself, like there's one bell. I'm going to get to use one bell. I saved myself one little charm. It's a little reindeer. This is a wine charm, but they're still pretty. Hold on. There we go. It's a little reindeer, and it looks like the fella who's on the cover. So that sort of thing. I've given myself a little bit of lace. I've given myself some twine to work with. I've picked out some little Santa-y things. So, and this, there's more than I will ever need in this bin. And so this is so I'm ready. There's my December dailies bin to use from. There's my list so I can get started. And then here is my book, my finished book. So that's the artwork of Jan Brett. Again, if you see her books, grab them. Her artwork is stunningly gorgeous. So there's a Christmas tree on the back. I love all the animals on the Christmas tree. I just love pulling from nature for Christmas. I really do. I love going back to the origins of it, to our Celtic ancestors. It eventually, as they started converting to Christianity, they started using their old Celtic symbols to become, found reasons to help teach Christian aspects, the stars and the shepherd's hooks for the candy canes, that sort of thing. So that's why I love still having stars and sun and moon, welcoming back of the sun on the longest night of the year, that sort of thing. So that's why I thought I want a Christmas tree. I love this one. It's got mushrooms on it, and it's got those little hearts. I like those, the paper hearts that you make. Yeah, and then if this guy's just so noble looking, although I think this could be a lady. Don't they say that Santa's reindeer actually were all girls? I remember hearing that somewhere, that female reindeer don't drop their antlers until after Christmas, but male reindeer drop their antlers before Christmas. So that means if Santa's reindeer are pulling his sleigh and they've got antlers, they must be girl reindeer. That's what I've heard. I don't know. Don't quote me. But I remember hearing that once and thinking, yeah, go girls. So now I'm going to put this aside because I'm ready to go for December 1st. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to try my best, at least. We'll see. I think I've bitten off more than I can chew. But on the other hand, in a way, this Christmas is going to be much simpler because there's just not going to be the get-togethers. There's not going to be all the going out and shopping here and shopping there and shopping here and shopping there. We're not doing it. So, so I'm hoping that maybe the pandemic, in a bizarre twist, means a little bit more peaceful Christmas. We'll see. And I'm hoping that means that I have more time to work on this. We'll see. We'll see. I may very well, by December 5th, I could be coming on here going, I can't do this. What was I thinking? That wouldn't surprise me either. Oh, my buttons. There you are. That has to go in there. All right. Let me put this aside. Maybe I'll just have a little follow-up since this is actually day of. Like right now it's Wednesday. The 2 videos this morning I actually taped on Tuesday. So this morning again, after I finished doing my little bin there for my December daily, I did a bit more work on Little Sleepy Owl. And I have got the signatures ready. Oh, that's the inside. That's there. I've got the signatures all pressed. I pulled them out of my press. Now, what I've done is I wanted to give the first signature, an elegant welcome. So I actually was originally going to use this. Changed my mind when I was looking through to fill my bin for my December dailies. I spotted this, and I love that. I think that is going to look really nice. So I couldn't even, my phone, I didn't want to use up my battery because I didn't know how long we were going to be out of power. So I couldn't even tape and just work along with me. But I got the window ready. So here's that page you saw earlier. Maybe it was yesterday. I'm losing track. I cut it up, and I've created a window, and it's going to go on the front here. And then I came up with a really great idea. I think it's a great idea. Oh boy, this is a mess. Where are you? Oh, there's our little friend. Look how cute he is. Oh, then I want to show you that. Oh my goodness. I'm all over the place. This one. I want to make a tag out of this. This is from the original text block of this green book. So what I want to do, Sleepy Owl, you go over there. I actually want to make a tag so that those little children are in the window. And then it'll go back there. And I think that's going to be really pretty. So that's my plan. And I'm going to get back to it, but I'm cameraed out. Three videos in a row. I'm cameraed out. So I'm going to put these aside. I'm going to show you one last little thing that I had been working on. I made little booklets out of little cards. Nancy inspired me. She's been doing this lately. And so I found some little Christmassy greeting card things. And this is a vintage little gift tag. So that's the front and that's the back. And I put some little papers inside, and then I just sewed it with some little sparkly thread and just did a simple, I didn't even do a pamphlet stitch. I just did it in and out and tie it in a knot stitch. Now hold on, I want to show you what this card actually looked like. Hold on.